Never met someone like you, felt something like your touch. I wish we would've met tonight. Sure, I've had lovers in my past, won't lie, I've had a blast, but none of them had your humor.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the 6th episode of The Southern Crown. My name's Chloe Dietz, I'm your host, and today I'm here with
Mariah Chaney, the official walking coach for Miss Texas USA, Miss Texas Team USA.
And I'm so excited to have you here today, Miss Mariah.
Thank you.
So I want to start off just by jumping in and talking about your upbringing. Who is Mariah and how you became who you are today?
Well, I originally got this idea that I wanted to be a model when I was 7 years old.
Wow.
And living in Detroit, Michigan. My mom was a model, and I had gone to a fashion show. I don't know, girl, maybe she couldn't find a babysitter or something that day, but my sister and I went to her Runway show, and I was just like, oh, that is it. I'm going to be a model. Didn't really know what all that was, but it was the walk. It was something in the walk and the way she commanded the room when she walked into the room, and I was just like, that's my mom.
I love that.
Yeah. So at 7, I just started practicing my walk, and I would practice it up and down the driveway, up and down the driveway. And yeah, I knew then I wanted to model. However, I didn't go to modeling school until I was 14 years old. And even when I did, it was just a school to teach you how to walk. And they never set you up with an agent or anything.
Right.
It wasn't until I was 17 years old that someone spotted me in Kmart, which is the equivalent to a Walmart for us older people. Well, it was Kmart. And the lady had just walked up to me and asked me if I would like to audition for a fashion show in New Orleans. She's like, you look like a model. Are you a model? And I was like, yeah. I'm a model.
I am.
Girl, I hadn't done one show. But
you identified as a model since you were 7 years old, though.
Yes, absolutely. That is it. I identified as a model.
Yes.
So I called my mom. She says, yes, we can go. Long story short, I end up doing a hair show. They paid me $600, which back then was a lot of money.
That's good, yeah.
This was in 1986.
Wow.
Yeah, a long time. You ain't heaven, girl. You were still in heaven.
Oh, yeah. I was like, not even a thought.
Yeah. So from there, I did that show, and then there was a casting agent there. And she was like, I would love to represent you. And I was like, really? I didn't know what that meant. She was like, come by my office. And I started doing music videos and just really getting immersed into the fashion industry. And that's kind of how it started. And then I moved to Texas.
Oh, yes.
So I've been modeling for 40 plus years now.
Wow. That's incredible.
But at some point in time, when Gail and Al owned the pageant, they were looking for someone who could teach the contestants how to walk more like fashion models.
Yes.
And there was a friend of mine who was she was a Texas teen. She was Miss Texas, and that was Megan Cherry. Now she's Megan Cherry now, but at the time, Megan Ellis. Okay. And she kind of brought me on board, set up an appointment for me to meet with Gail and Al. And I've been doing this for now about 14 years now.
That's incredible.
Yeah, working with pageant girls, and I love it. I love every minute of it.
So what is one of the things that you've noticed from a coaching standpoint of, I know whenever one of my first lessons, we were talking about the pageant patty. Yes. How have you been able to transform the pageant patty walk into more of that high fashion, like model walk?
It's a lot of deprogramming, you know. When I train a girl, I train each girl as if she's my only girl. But I don't take them to, per se, model 101. Right. You know how to walk, you walked in here.
Yes.
All I'm going to do is refine it. And if I see the pageant patty, then I kind of tell them, okay, what system are you in? Because I can tell immediately if you're coming.
You guessed me. Yep.
Yeah, you can tell immediately it's a different system. And a lot of people say, oh, I'm Miss Texas. And I'm like,
for who?
Yeah. Which which pageant?
Yeah, we have about 60. So which one?
A ton. So which one? And I didn't realize that when I first came in. I had to learn what NAM was, or what, the walk for USA versus an America Girl.
Exactly.
There's some things you pull back. There's some things you just let it go.
Yeah, it's like you're playing on different parts of your personality with the different systems.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
So I had to learn that. But what I do is I'll have a young lady walk for me, and I'm not looking for right or wrong at that point. I just want to see where they are. And from that point, then I will walk for them because I want to show them what it looks like to be fluid on the runway and polished. It's
Yes.
almost like a dance routine, almost. There's a symmetry to it. And that's what I'm trying to get out of each young lady and make her an individual, not turn her into a clone, not make her look like anyone else, but to find that inner personality that she has and let it transcend outwardly as she's on the runway.
That's something that I've noticed too, because you coach, I mean, that pageant's yours. I feel like you coach the majority of those girls. And you can tell that somebody has been coached by Mariah by their skill, but it's not like they're all doing the same move.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, like Mariah has this move that she teaches every girl. No, you can just tell because it's like, well, she's good and I see the confidence.
Right.
But it's not like, oh, well, she put her hand like this and this and I know,
Yes.
you know?
Yes.
So I love that that's how you also teach is like demonstration.
Yeah.
Because I haven't honestly worked with many walking coaches. I think you're the second one I've ever worked with.
Oh, wow.
Yes. But I have like obviously heard of other people, and that's something that makes you stand out.
Right.
Is that you show what you're doing. You don't
Yes.
just try to explain it, because that's just so much easier to
Oh,
visually see, you know?
absolutely. You have to get out there and you have to walk. And I have to stay up on my skill set as well.
Mhm.
Like, you know, I tell my clients, when you come to me, I expect that walk, once you learn it, to be your walk every day of your life, because what you don't use, you lose. But your walk shows a walk of confidence. And
Absolutely.
so that's what I try to do. I try to like get in there. As soon as I see something wrong, what do? I stop you.
Yes, you stop me and you say, go back to the elevator.
Yeah.
We're going to try that
Yeah,
again.
we go back again
Mhm.
and we get it and we keep doing it until we
And
get
you're
it right.
honest.
Very. I don't
Mhm.
have time to waste time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
None of us do, because we're all going for the top.
Absolutely.
I don't know a single person who honestly doesn't want to be at the top.
Exactly.
So, I mean, we need honest people. We need honest coaches, and honest team behind us. Exactly. And I remember what you were saying about that walk. It needs to be your walk every day.
Yeah.
I remember at the beginning of our lessons, you were like, do you go to public school? And I was like, yes, ma'am. And you're like, okay, well, I want you to be walking through those hallways like it's your runway. And I, like, to this day, still, I'll be walking in the hallway with my headphones in. I'm, like, thinking
Yes.
about that.
Yes.
Because it's so true. Like, the everyday uses of our skills is, like,
Absolutely.
that's where we really improve.
It's all about energy flowing from the top of your head all the way through your extremities, your fingertips, down to your toes. Everything should flow and you should feel it. If there's any nervousness anywhere in your body, it's going to show with stiffness.
Yes.
Like even if it's from the wrist down, I see girls walking and their hands are like this. Ooh,
yeah,
relax
just
those
tension.
fingers.
Yeah.
Tension. Mm-hmm.
I do like a little shakedown before I go.
Absolutely.
I like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Shakedown's good.
Yeah.
Shake down. Shake it out. I say shake it out.
Because even the other day during our lesson, I was like, oh, I haven't walked in a second. And I had like videoed myself before, and I was like, my hands. I'm like literally like walking
Little
like
Barbie
this.
hands.
Yeah, like
Little
what's
Barbie
going on? You need to calm down.
That part.
Exactly. So the modeling industry, the pageant industry, it's kind of stereotypically known as a place that isn't always the most positive, which, I mean, that's not always true. I feel like I have a lot of supportive people on my side, and I'm sure you do too.
Yes.
But whenever we do come across that inevitable, less positive person, how do you like to handle that?
Ooh, good question. So are we talking about haters here?
Haters. This is the hater
Okay.
talk.
So I don't really hate haters. I think if you have 2 haters, you need to get 4 more
Mm-hmm.
because they're going to keep you at the top of your game. And why are you hating? Why are you hating anyway? You're hating because you see something that you like or you would like to aspire to be
Yes.
like. And if you would just talk to me, I can show you.
It's a compliment to be a hater.
It's almost a
Mhm.
compliment. Or you have a fan.
Yes.
You know? And so I tell everyone when they encounter a hater or 2, or even myself, it's like, ooh, let me get about 4 more. And I'm not going to block you.
Yes.
I'm going to let you watch this.
Mhm.
Okay. And that's what I say. That builds me up. But honestly, if I'm being, that's a little tongue in cheek. Honestly, if I'm being really, really real, why are any of us hating any of us? And I hate
Right.
that being in the society that we live in now, a lot of us don't lift each other up.
Right.
There's a lot of depression going on with young girls, and it's hard living in this world right now.
Yes.
And something as simple as a smile can change someone's day, give them the courage to keep going and to keep pushing.
I remember our first lesson. I was like, I don't know how to walk. And you were like, yes, you do. Because I like literally felt so defeated going into this space because I was like, oh my gosh, everybody's so much better than me. But that's not the reality. This is my message to anyone who's nervous about like going out there and trying pageantry or moving systems. You need to just go for it. Because I felt so scared. I felt like I was not capable. But my first lesson with Mariah, she taught me that I had all the tools. I just needed to figure out where to channel them.
That's right.
And then with Kelly, I told her, I was like, I don't know how to answer a question. And she was like, just talk. Like, just have a conversation with me. Like, anybody can do it. You just need to learn how to, like, hone in on your skills.
Exactly.
Anybody can. As long as you have that good heart and the determination, that's all it takes, in my opinion.
That's it. Why are you competing?
Yes.
What do you want to get out of this?
Mm-hmm.
How far do you want to go? I'm going to be honest with you. If you are doing, say, the USA system, if you tell me you only want to win the Houston pageant or you only want to win Texas, I probably don't want to work with you. Because I want you to go all the way.
Yes.
I want you to go to Miss Universe.
I feel like if that's not the goal, then you're not going to continuously push. Because if you feel like your goals are achievable, they're not big enough.
Absolutely.
If you feel like, oh, well, I could reach this goal next week.
Yeah.
You need to move it farther.
Yeah. Push it further.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to see yourself. If I have a miss, I want you to, when you walk for me, I want you to see yourself on the Miss Universe stage.
Yes.
If I have a teen, I want you to see yourself at Teen USA and see yourself getting crowned. And then I want you to see yourself taking a little time off, going to college, do your college thing.
And then going and doing Miss and Winning Universe.
Yes, and then coming back to Miss and doing Miss Universe. If that is the goal, not just the one thing, I want you to push for the big thing.
That's like literally like I go to sleep at night and that's my dreams.
Yes.
Because that's what it takes. I feel like a lot of this too is like visualizing and kind of like putting it into motion for yourself. Because being stagnant and waiting for these things to come to you is not how it's going to happen.
No, it's not going to happen.
You need to actively make strides towards it every day. I have made a goal for every day from now to the pageant. I'm going to do something constructive towards this.
Leading towards it.
Yes.
Yeah. I've only been defeated once in my training, just once. And that young lady wanted to be a comedian. And I'm not saying she was being silly in my class at all. I loved her. Yeah. Absolutely loved her. But she was doing the pageant because her grandmother competed and her mother competed. And they wanted her to do it. So she was doing it for them. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So we never got off of her feet.
Yeah, if you're not doing it for yourself, then it's not gonna.
I spent 2 hours on her feet because we can't move past that until you get that part.
I'm happy that I never had a foot problem.
Oh my god,
that would have made me so frustrated.
But I loved her, and that was a fun lesson.
Yes.
She made an impact on my life. I will never forget her. And one day she crossed my mind, and I said, "Let me Google her."
Yeah.
She's a comedian in Los Angeles.
I love that.
In Los Angeles. And I said, you know what? And when she competed, she made me smile the entire time. Technique was not there. But her bubbly personality, she had the best time. She smiled. I'm pretty sure Grandma and Mom were so happy that she got up there and did her thing. I love that. And I just love that she was able to have fun up there. Mm-hmm. But her dream was to go there. It wasn't. So I was never going to get her to, per se, walk like you on the runway. Right. Because it wasn't in her.
But that's one of the things that I love about pageants too. I love when people come out of them with the mindset of like, maybe pageants aren't for me, but I found myself. Yes. Because I feel like there's a chunk of people, it's a fairly small chunk, but it's a group of people who they come out of pageants and they're like, oh, I just hate pageantry. And they feel so down on themselves. Yeah. And I love whenever it can do the opposite. Even if you don't end up winning, you find who you are and who you want to be. Exactly. Like, because pageants to me is all about like finding the right place for you and who you are as a woman and who you want to represent yourself as. And it's all about personal branding and like figuring out who you want to be. This has been such a real talk.
Absolutely.
This is probably one of the most
fun.
yes, I love it. Okay, well, is there any closing statements you'd like to give the audience? You can think about it for a second if you want.
So I would say if any young person or young adult is wanting to compete in any pageant system, study your craft, know what you're getting into. Each system is different. The walks are different. You may have fun fashion, or you may have a talent. There's so many systems out there, but know what you're getting into. And if you're going to do it 110%. These pageant girls that have been competing for a long, long time, they compete like athletes. Like really, they have a trainer. They're getting up. They're going to the gym at like 5 a.m. They're working with an interview coach. They're walking with a walking coach, and they don't wait till the last minute to hone in on their craft.
Get ready and stay.
Months.
Yes.
Yeah, you want to get ready, and then you want to stay ready. So that way you don't have to get ready when it's time. But if I can say anything, practice, practice, practice. Don't just jump in this. Prayer without preparation means absolutely nothing. You have to be prepared if you are going to compete. If you don't know what you're getting into, ask someone who has done it so you can be guided in the right direction. And if you see someone like Chloe, you can DM Chloe. She will answer.
I love to answer. I send everyone to Mariah. Oh my gosh. She's meeting with someone today that I sent to her.
Yes.
Yes. I love, love, love to help people out. So if you're watching this and you're interested, text me. Because we all have my Instagram. If you're watching this, I'm sure it's probably where you found this. Yes. So just hit me up, text me, comment on the video, you know?
And she will direct you to the right people that you need to be with so that you have an experience that makes you want to do it again. You are going to grow so much in this.
Like as a competitor, you feel like going into pageant weekend, you're like, this is the best I've ever been. But girl, you can be better. And I did not believe that last year. I was like, I'm at my peak. This is the best I'll ever be. And it's like, girl, you're 16. What do you mean you're at your peak?
You're going to get better.
You're going to get better.
And better. Yes. And better and better.
You just keep getting better.
Yes.
Yeah. And I feel like the reason that I'm so also wanting to help people and get them into this industry is because honestly, the more the merrier. I want to go to a pageant and compete with 100 other girls.
That's right.
Because I don't want to just go and be there with 8 other girls. I mean, that's great, but the more the merrier. The more like girls that I get to see that weekend, the people that I get to make connections with, the better.
Absolutely. That is correct. Also, I just want to add, when we have contestants that are going from teen to now competing as a Miss, totally different. As a teen, I'm always pulling you back. Some girls, I don't have to. Some girls, I have to pull back. Like, hold on, you're not a Miss. That's too sexy.
Be bubbly.
More smiles. I always give homework. I give homework to watch the Victoria's Secret's fashion show. Not for the winks and the kisses and the lingerie or anything like that. It's for the animation in the faces, okay?
Variety.
And variety. So you're not walking down the runway showing the same smile the entire time. I'm telling you that is not going to work for you. If you do it, by the time you get down to the end of the runway, your face is going to start twitching. And you're not going to be able to stop
I feel that.
So you have to learn how to smile with your eyes and smile with your teeth. Now, my teens, I try to keep them fun and bubbly and teen and a little flirty, just a little fun flirty.
Like, hey.
Okay, there's a lane we have to stay in there. But then when I get to my Miss girls, then I want them to be able to feel like if they make it to Miss Universe, they can stand between Colombia and Venezuela and Taiwan and South Africa. They can stand amongst these other beautiful glamazons and hold your own.
Right.
And I need you to be able to see that, visualize that in your head, and then get on that runway and make the transition. Hands on top.
Mm-hmm. No, okay, actually, sorry, because this is going to be the end. But at Miss Texas High School, I've never really been a hands-on top type of girl, you know?
Okay.
And I wasn't. And in my video, I was showing the video to a girl at my school who doesn't even do pageants. My hands were on the bottom. And she was like, wait, did you win this one? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, how? Your hands are on the bottom. And I was like, how do you know about that? Where did you hear about this? Like, this girl literally, no pageant experience, like nothing to do with this.
Yeah.
I'm like, where did you hear about that?
Yeah.
Like, you must have been watching my YouTube videos or something.
I know, right? You know, they say hands on top. I remember one time I was at a pageant and the girls kept.
No, wait, give me your hands. And one like this.
Oh, that's even, Steven.
Yes.
Okay, but these girls, they were like this.
Wait, you should just do it like this. Like,
yeah, just like that. And it was, another thing was funny during COVID.
yes. Oh, because you would be so.
I don't know what they did, but I think they were like, it was so crazy. When they were having pageants with masks on, I was just like,
I do
aw.
like the hands up like this, though. I feel like that's very elegant. It's like, me.
Look here, even though they've changed the age, Kelly and I used to joke, as soon as they changed the age limit
We're
on pageant,
competing.
we were like, girl, let's do it. We were joking. We were
Yes,
joking.
of
We're having
course,
fun
yeah.
with this. She was like, girl, let's do it. And I was like, girl, I'm not competing against you for interview. And she was like, and I'm not competing against you on the runway. I was like,
love it.
girl, that would be sick. Wouldn't that be sick? I would need you to be in my ear with a little thingy.
Stop. You cannot give them ideas. They're going to do it. Not Kelly, but somebody's going to do it.
Right?
What do you mean? This is just my hearing aid.
We'll be doing ear checks. It's like, yo, that ear, count your steps. Count your
Literally.
steps when you get out there. You're not going to have that in your ear.
No, I need to have that, though. I need to, like, be thinking that whenever, like, 2, 4. 2, 4.
Absolutely. I have one client that she was actually my first runway client when I started doing this. And that was Kirby Lindley.
Yes.
And for the teen pageant, I would always be on vacation with my family, but I was on vacation, but not really on vacation because I was still trained right up until I couldn't touch them anymore. And then I would watch online. I would watch the pageant
I
online.
love it.
And she and I were so in sync. When she started walking, I could literally close my eyes and tell exactly where she was on the runway. Open my eyes and she would be there. And if there were a T and she went to work the T, I'd close my eyes.
You know she's doing.
And I would count 2, 3, 4. And when I opened them, she was moving. It was like we were in sync.
Right.
But we had lessons every week. And so, yeah, she's one of my like killer runway girls. Like
I love
she's
it.
she's so good. I wonder if she'd ever come back. She's about to have her second baby now. So
Oh my gosh, I
probably
know.
not.
I've been like seeing on Instagram and stuff.
Yeah.
Favorite mommy blogger.
Oh. Right, exactly.
Really, I mean, we're from the same town.
Yes,
thing,
that's
too.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Well,
That's right.
thank you so much for coming on today.
Well,
this has
thank
been
you.
such a good conversation, and I'm really excited to get to go edit this in a little bit.
Girl, edit good, girl. 'Cause-
Yeah. I'll put it in the bloopers on my Instagram.
Bloopers, yes. Absolutely.
And I will see you next week because we have a lesson.
That's right. You'll see you next week.
But thank you so much for watching The Southern Crown. I hope you loved this video. You can follow Miss Mariah at, what's your Instagram?
Chaney Mariah.
Yes.
Chaney. And then Mariah, like Mariah Carey.
Oh my gosh,
One word.
exactly. And then subscribe to The Southern Crown, turn on the post notifications, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.